Hello, my lovely viewers. Welcome to another video of sports on your channel of choice, the Fozan Harun channel. And in today's episode, I'm going to look at Manchester City 1, Chelsea 2. I'm going to review the weekend game which was played at the Etihad, which resulted in Chelsea winning 2-1 at the Etihad. And please, before I begin with the discussion, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. And already, Chelsea won the game 2-1. Yes, already so many issues are coming into play right now. Reason being that these two sides still have got a game to play in Istanbul. The weather, irrespective of whether the bearing any changes, if indeed venue is going to be changed to and brought back to England or Wembley, to the game to be honored in Wembley. Now, I understand there are some discussions going on between UEFA and the UK government about the possibility of moving the game to England and precisely to Wembley, possibly to host the finals of the UEFA Champions League. But be that as it may, pending any decision coming out of that meeting or discussion, the game is going to be held in Istanbul, and it's to Istanbul now we look forward to. And already, Chelsea defeated Manchester City in the FA Cup 1-0, and they came back to defeat them over the weekend 2-1 again. And already some pundits, I must say, and haters of Chelsea are trying to dampen the spirit of this defeat, trying to pour cold water on this defeat, in that City did not present their best of teams, was so and so and so. And I agree that the team that they presented in the FA Cup, that Chelsea won 1-0, questionably 2-0, because remember, another goal was disallowed from Christian Pulisic. And yes, at the Etihad 2 last Saturday, this weekend, 2 goals was also deciding. I wouldn't make a case for the Timo Werner one, but the Hudson-Odoi one should have stood before even Marcus Alonso got the winner. So you could see that in games against City, Chelsea's goals are being chalked off as a result of this controversial VAR, which has come to play with respect to current football games in the world, and it's hurting so many teams. Goals which would have stood some weeks back and years back now is being brought in under the microscope and is being reviewed match in, match out. And you could see that Thomas Tuchel once again tactically outwitted Guardiola, and now is 2-0 in favor of Thomas Tuchel, meaning they've played 2 games and Tuchel has beaten Guardiola twice in those games. And so many changes from the lineups of the two sides, as you are quite aware. There were so many changes from the lineup, and only I think Ruben Dias, Cancelo, and then Edison were the players that ordinarily would have started in City's first 11 were in the City's team. And later Ilkay Gundogan and Phil Foden came in onto the field, and some people are trying to say that Guardiola wanted to play safe, and I disagreed, because if he had wanted to play safe, why later he brought on Gundogan, Ilkay Gundogan, and Foden into the game? Because Foden and Gundogan obviously are part of their first team, and as they now call it. The reason why I'm saying their so-called first team is that, City, for some time now, when they started the season, they were not fixed on who starts. So Pep Guardiola was shuffling the players here and there. And I think the issue of this first team came into being when they defeated Borussia Dortmund and then Paris Saint-Germain. Just because, quote and unquote, they defeated PSG and Borussia Dortmund with that team, they are now calling it first team, because they used that team to defeat Borussia Dortmund. Hitherto, some time back, Riyad Mahrez that even scored 3 goals against Paris Saint-Germain in the semi-finals, two-legged semi-finals, initially was even found himself on the bench. And so I don't know why they are still, now that because he played in semi-final and scored 3 goals, all of a sudden he's part of the first team. Okay, let's believe what they say. But as for what I know with Chelsea is that on our side, we don't have first team. All the 23 players that we have can equally be substituted and will deliver the job on a good day. And so that's the baffling thing. City have got first team. Chelsea don't have first team, because sometimes you see Kovacic playing, Jorginho playing, and even sometimes N'Golo Kante on the bench, Jorginho and Kovacic playing, Mason Mount, Pulisic and Havertz will be playing, sometimes Hakim Ziyech will be playing, and then Kalum Hudson-Odoi will be playing. So many changes. Sometimes you see Reece James coming to play on the right wing back, attacking on defending position. Sometimes we see Cesar Azpilicueta, and then Ben Chilwell there, and then Marcus Alonso. So Chelsea doesn't have a first team. As of now, all 11 Chelsea players are indeed equally valuable with respect to what we want to achieve in this season's scenario. And I must say, even before, and my prediction was also spot on. Remember, those of you who watched my preview, I said Chelsea was going to win 2-0 or 2-1, and 2-1 came to pass. And so I will say reasonably, I have a fair right with respect to my prediction. And as I indicated, this wouldn't be a true reflection of what to expect in the finals of the Chelsea team, in the finals of the UEFA Champions League. Yeah. And so Edouard Mendy once again scored an important point by saving the Penanka penalty from Sergio Aguero. He saved the Penanka penalty from Sergio Aguero, and the likes of again coming back to the issue of the City's first team or second team, blah blah blah, or whatever you may want to call it. John Stones some time back also found himself on the bench. Now they call him; they are part of their first team. You see, Kyle Walker obviously. That is the only player that I can make a case for him. He's always been in their first team. But as for the other players, Stones, Ruben Diaz, Ruben Diaz is in the first team, no doubt about that, just like Walker and Edison. But John Stones, Emerick Laporta, and then even sometimes Fernandinho comes from the midfield to play in that defensive pair. And Zinchenko, that they are, and then this guy Zinchenko, and there's one guy Cancelo. They change them in matches. They don't have fixed person there. So when you say first team, I'm still finding it difficult to. But now they call Zinchenko as part of their first team. You see their dynamics. I think the issue of first team, second team is to try to pour cold water and to try to make nonsense of Chelsea's victory, to say that, wow, even Chelsea didn't beat the best of team. That's what they want to say, and say they tag them as Team B. That's what they say. Their team that with Sergio Aguero, almighty Sergio Aguero, is Team B now in the City's books. We take it this aside, and I know on come 29th May, God willing, if Chelsea beat them again, I wouldn't know the kind of excuse that they will come out to tell the world, whether it's indeed first team or second team. I know surely, hopefully, God being on our side, Chelsea is going to beat them on May 29th to lift the UEFA Champions League, and I know they wouldn't come with another excuse. And with respect to the ratings, Kalum Hudson-Odoi came in the second half, did well. Edu Mendy obviously did well to bring Chelsea back into the game. Had Sergio Aguero converted the second goal, Chelsea, the best we could have done was a draw in the second half. But he bought us, he did well there. And then Cesar Azpilicueta, the fantastic performance. And then we also had Rudiger, fantastic performance there. Christensen got slight injury. Hopefully it's not a big deal. He will be able to come fit and feature in the finals of the game. Kurt Zuma came in to slot in. And one talking point is, I don't know if even Raheem Sterling should have continued in the game to even score against Chelsea, because he should have been red carded earlier on in the game. And I will have another program, probably in another episode, with respect to the controversy surrounding Anthony Taylor, the referee that refereed the game, the Manchester-based referee, and Chelsea. There are numerous occasions that he's been giving bad decision against Chelsea. The red card of Kovacic, Anthony Moses and Kovacic in the FA Cup finals, and then also the red card that you should have given to Harry Maguire for a start tackle on Batshuayi in a game against Manchester United, in which Chelsea lost 2-0. Remember the 2 goals that were disallowed by the referee, Olivier Giroud's goal, and I think Ross Barkley or one other player's goal was chalked off as a result of VAR. Those Manchester-based referees, that was then Anthony Taylor there. So he's had bad officiating decisions against Chelsea in months now, which I would catalogue and have a different program for it. I want to specialize it in a different episode so that you understand what I'm talking about. Because this referee seems to be a hater of Chelsea, and always, most of our important games, the FA will want him to officiate in England. And if this game had been a Champions League, Raheem Sterling wouldn't have even lasted on the field. He would have been given red card, and Chelsea would have played against 10-man Manchester United City team. And so if they are saying excuses here and there about Chelsea's winning over them, trying to play down on it, time will tell in the Champions League, where we'll have a better officiating there. N'Golo Kante was also fantastic. He was substituted, and Jorginho came in. Billy Gilmore, that young chap is quite fantastic player there for Chelsea, and he holds a great future for the club. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel before I end the program, please do well to subscribe to the channel and send in your comment. Most importantly, you share and give me more likes if you enjoy the presentation. Yeah, without much ado, I think I will end the show here in this episode by thanking you for spending your golden opportunity to watch this show alongside my presentation. Cheers, I love you wherever you are. Hope to meet in the other side. Bye-bye.